What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am Jess and you are watching Keto Rewind. Welcome and thanks for clicking on today's video. Today's video is going to be about my week 135 update of my keto transformation, my journey to rewind my health from a morbidly obese weight to a healthy weight using a ketogenic lifestyle. And the old-fashioned blood, sweat, and tears. But I do want to remind you all, if you're new here, I am not a medical doctor. I'm not an expert. I'm not a healthcare professional. This is just my story. And I'm sharing my ups, my downs, my wins, my losses, everything I can possibly do to help you with your journey, maybe inspire your journey, to give you some weight loss motivation in your own in your own life, and basically talk to your own doctor before you do anything. So I'm just sharing what works and doesn't work for me. So with that said, let's hop into week 135. So the monthly challenge for September, and for those of you that are just now joining, I like to do monthly challenges. Some of them are physical, some of them are on the emotional side of things, some of them are on just food, strategy, all types of different weight loss challenges. So basically what I'm trying to conquer in the month, I share with you and let you guys follow along with me, do it with me, just support me, whatever, cheer me on. So this month's challenge for the month of September is a Be Honest with Yourself challenge. And I know for those of you that maybe came across that are like, what the heck's that? Why would that be a monthly challenge? Well, this one will catch you off guard, because when you're honest with yourself, when you dig deep, when you take the time to think about things, to daydream, to reflect, you'll be surprised with the thoughts that maybe come across your desk, for lack of a better word. So the Be Honest with Yourself challenge is your opportunity to think about what's bothering you, what's hindering you, maybe what's the obstacle standing in front of you, what you can do to overcome or to improve those things. And then you get a strategy to, try to conquer it for the month. So I was digging deep. I took some time this weekend and I was just thinking, like, where do I go from here? What do I want? What's bothering me? And I literally sat down, sipped some coffee, and got a notepad, and I just started writing down what's bothering me. And the common theme for all of it was, how do you feel? Let me say this. Obviously, I had a food addiction, sugar addiction, carbohydrate addiction. I lived that standard American lifestyle, and it got me to 309 pounds, morbidly obese, just at a complete dead end. Fast forward 135 weeks later, over 100 pounds down. Why do I still want the foods that got me to 309 pounds? It's like, why is that still there? How is that even possible? I know better, I feel better, but those thoughts of feeling so restricted, the emotional sides of changing your lifestyle continuously haunt me through my journey. And as you've seen, I've got down to 130 pounds, lost 1 pound from my goal weight, and then went back up 30 pounds, and we're still fighting that right now. But the thing that's been haunting me the whole time was just not being able to stay away, to embrace fully what I'm doing here. Now, I told you guys at the beginning of the month, or actually when I came back from New Hampshire, I have fully committed to the lifestyle of keto. 110% all in. No cheats, just is doing my best every single chance that I have, so that maybe, by the end of this year, maybe I could be at my goal weight, my ultimate goal. Granted, yes, I've already won at the end of the day by changing my health so dramatically, but I want to also 100% be all in the mental game too, not just physically looking better, physically being healthier. So, but why do I feel so restricted when I'm all in? And how do I overcome that? Because this is not something that's probably only going to be going on with me. I know this is something that continuously hinders so many people's journey. How do you feel like you are not missing out? You are fully happy with how you're eating, how you're living your life. You don't miss what got you nearly hanging off the cliff by a finger. Like, how do you just snap out of it? So, and granted, I'm not saying I'm cheating or I'm not saying that. I'm saying, why do I still feel I'm being restricted while doing my best? So that's something that I really had to accept with myself and be honest with myself, because I still want those things. And every day it gets easier that I'm living and fully embracing this lifestyle. Yes, make that clear. But I still miss my old best friend, So now my plan, like, where do I go from here? Well, my life for the past, my whole life has always revolved so heavily around food. I don't have a big family, but I have a family that loves big. I have a great situation. I'm so blessed. And we have friends that that are just extensions of our family. We always celebrate all those moments together with food. Like, it's just such a big part of our lives. So how do I stop making so much of my life about food while still living? So that's something that I struggle with still to this day. For example, holidays, vacations. How is it so much about the food and less about the experience? And it's not something that you can just flip the light on and like be perfect. Like, it's a roller coaster. And trying to just be the best version of yourself, navigating these hard choices. And they are hard when you are an addict. You're a food addict. You're an overeater. You're obese. Like, it is hard. And you can't even speak from that unless you've walked a mile in morbid obesity, like such as myself and so many of you that are in my community. So my strategy that I'm going to be trying for this month is to overcome that feeling in the back of my head of just still feeling restricted, is to stay so busy that I don't have time for the food aspect. Now, I will say a couple fun things, not to make light of the whole situation, but as a lot of you know, I coach from one of my daughters, and I volunteer for my other daughter's softball team. Softball has been such a huge part of our life the past 6 months, and that my kids are like in it. So we have our schedule between two girls playing softball, and everything else in life, and all the practices and all the games, and it's full. It's a full schedule. Well, my husband and I have been doing so much softball, we're like, well, hey, I want to play too. So Kyle and I signed up with the parents of our softball community, and we're doing a co-ed softball team. Now, that is so exciting. So I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm playing softball again, and I'm not just coaching now. I'm not just volunteering and, just helping in every way I can. Like, and she's like, where are you going to find the time to do this too? Like, so I'm like, that's true, but that's the thing. I am so busy. I don't have time to dwell on the role of food in my life. Because if I am too busy doing things that enrich and fulfill my life in other areas, I don't have time to worry about, oh, I miss my sugar, I miss my Cheetos, or, whatever. I don't have time. We are literally playing softball 6 out of 7 days a week, with sometimes on the days off, my kid's like, hey, let's go throw some balls. And I'm like, no more. Yeah, let's go do that, So, that's part of it. Staying so busy that I am having new experiences, and new parts are going to step in and fill those times where I'm just wanting to have that about food. So basically finding joy in other areas not related to food. So softball is something that I'm obviously using in my experience, but There's a million things. Think about what would bring you joy. What if what would you always want to do? Did you want to take scuba diving lessons? Do you want to go skydiving? Do you want to take tennis lessons? Do you want to take a sewing class? Find something that will enrich your life that is not food related, while still being social. So we go play softball. We have our waters, and in the really hot and sweaty days, I have waters with electrolytes. I'm not eating from the time that we're playing softball. So if practice starts at 4 and we're done at 7, that's like 3 solid hours of not thinking or eating. It's just quick sip of water, get back out there and play, and have that social aspect, thereby minimizing the role food plays in my life. And then also at the same time releasing the parts of me that did not bring me joy. Obesity. Being morbidly obese brought me this much joy. It brought me no joy to my life. Feeling that way, waking up tired, hating the person that I would see in the mirror. Zero joy. Well, that's if I don't want to see that, I have to put the work in to not see that again and not feel that way again. And not, I want to feel good. I want to just feel good. It's a big task to overcome, to strategize and navigate through, to completely change your life. I mean, this is a big one. This is the one that's been haunting me in my journey and why I'm yo-yoing and is just overcoming the role of food in my life. So that's a lot of work I'm putting in. So I also need to reward myself with that work, those accomplishments, in other ways that are not food. So, I need to pamper myself. So I don't know if you noticed, but my hair has a couple purple little strands in here. Like my hair has what do I call it? A balayage is what my hair is. So my tips of my hair from like this part down is blonde. So I love watching hair and makeup tutorials. I can get lost on those on Facebook and YouTube. I've someone with curly hair, so just learning how to curl my hair and style hair, there's just things that I've been doing to myself to pamper myself. This is just a conditioner that is tinted and it washes out, so it's not permanent or anything. But it's really fun, just doing things for myself, like a conditioning treatment on my hair, maybe taking a hot bath, maybe, just going to have a spa day with some girlfriends, going to get something done, something that pampers and brings joy. So finding other ways to reward myself for all the hard work. And right now I feel it's like sacrifice, because I'm changing that relationship, because right now I'm sacrificing, those foods, and I'm working really hard, and then right now it's all that way. It's not just keto as the lifestyle and that's it. Like, it's not that simple. So right now I'm working through all of that so that I can fully embrace the ketogenic lifestyle and everything that it's a part, and not miss that old lifestyle, regardless of how it made me feel. So another thing that was key last week is I found a way to get exercise in. The weather's getting a lot nicer. We're getting closer to fall. It's cooling off here in North Texas. So I found a way to get walking in, and I just felt so good to resume the rest of my day after a workout. So I rearranged schedules so I made sure I could get that time in addition to the softball. This is the bonus. Softball is what I do. Exercise is the bonus. Like, I got to still put that in there. I also put this like mantra in my head about when I approach food, a workout, something that maybe makes me upset, something that just have a moment of reflection in that moment. Will this hurt me, or will this help me? Will this hurt me getting to my goals? Will this help me getting to my goals? So if I'm making dinner and I'm trying to meal prep so that we can be out the door, as soon as Kyle's off work, we get softball practice or the game. When I'm making that meal, is this helping or hurting? And just saying that little thing before I do it, like, yes, this is going to help me get there. Let's do it. And just having that plan. Or maybe that is not the best way I could, I mean, maybe I could have just had eggs with some bacon. Why did I need to have the wrap, the low carb wrap too? Is that helping or is that hurting? You know, like just having a conversation in my head really quick. Is this gonna hurt my journey? Is this gonna help my journey? So it's a lot of deep stuff that I'm trying to work through within myself. And some cool, like when you think about it as a whole, I'm sure when I'm editing this video, it's probably gonna make more sense to me than if you're following along and trying to make sense of it. But I'm going through the trenches myself. I don't have all the answers. I am trying to find and seek those answers within myself so that when I'm all done with this whole thing, I will have like the blueprint of how I did it. Because right now we're still in the how. Finding out what works and what didn't work and putting in that time on the more emotional side of things. Because yeah, you can eat keto and lose weight, but how do you do keto and fully encompass it so that you're not yo-yoing? How do you make that full commitment? And until you get through the stuff that I've talked about in this video, I don't think you can 100% say keto is what my lifestyle is. You know, so it's a huge process to get to that goal, the fully committed goal of living and embracing all in the ketogenic lifestyle. So I hope this made sense. As I'm digging through it and working through it, I hope to make it so that it'll make more sense. But for right now, that's all I have for you. But this week, weigh-in wise, I'm down another pound, so I'm 208 pounds. So just being busy, I didn't even track macros last week and I wanted to, but I was just so busy, I didn't have time. And naturally, 1 pound came right off. Didn't really even fight for it, which I normally have been fighting for with every single pound in the last 6 months. I'm fighting for it. This week, it was easy. And I don't feel like I actually was restricted. I ate and was satisfied. I kind of cut portions down a little bit, but ate a little bit more frequently. And it worked. So I will dive more into that as we get through the next week and I make some videos. So I would love for you to comment if this made sense to you and how you are approaching the Be Honest With Yourself challenge. So I am Jess. You're watching Keto Rewind. Have a great week. See ya.